All right, good evening. Welcome to PreCalculus. We are going to talk about polar coordinates here. Okay, so this is a pretty standard kind of point. It's like match this point, 13 pi over 4 to the polar coordinate A, B, C, or D. So we're going to draw it, okay? Because like I said, the thing about polar coordinates is that they are not uniquely represented. There could be more than one way of representing a polar coordinate. Okay, it's going to talk about the same point, but there's different ways of getting to it. Okay, and sometimes it might be we went around the circle clockwise versus counterclockwise. We went around the circle 2 or 3 times. Okay, we went halfway around but walked backwards. There's lots of things that can go on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and graph it. So we're going to say, well, here's our polar coordinate graph. Looks surprisingly like Cartesian coordinate. We just have to remember that we're dealing with our thetas. Okay, one thing I want to call your attention to is a lot of times right now, especially in the beginning exercises, polar coordinates almost always have pi's in them because they're angles. They don't have to have pi's in them. Okay, 1 could be a polar coordinate because one step in one, at a rotation of one angle. Okay, remember 1 radian is about 60-ish degrees. So there's 1. Okay, 1, 3. If I wanted to go 1, 3, that 3 is almost at pi, right? So 3 would be over here somewhere as a rotation, and we would take one step in the angle of 3. Okay, so it would be over here somewhere. So I just want to warn you that just because the book will show to you like they are always pi's, they are not always pi's. Okay, I am notorious for giving you polar coordinates that do not look anything like polar coordinates, and rectangular coordinates that do not look anything like rectangular coordinates. So try to read the description of the problem as we're doing it. So it says match the point 13 pi over 4 in polar coordinates to the point ABCD. So where the heck is 13 pi over 4? Okay, well, here's 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, 8 pi over 4 would be here, right? This is 8 pi over 4. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pi over 4 is over here. Okay, well, how'd you know that? Like, well, because if I went down 1 by 1, right, this was 12 pi over 4. Doesn't it reduce? I'm like, yes, it does. It reduces to 3 pi. So we went around 2 pi, 3 pi, and then we went a little bit further. So that's 13 pi over 4. So we have our polar coordinate of here and then here. And that was my 13 pi over 4. And then how many steps did we take in this direction? Well, looks like we took 3 steps. Okay. So we are at this point. I want a point that is somewhere in the third quadrant, it looks like. Okay. So that's what we're going to try to match. So do I want 3 pi over 6? Okay, where is 3 pi over 6? Well, pi over 6 is in the first quadrant, so that's not too bad. So that's here, right, like 30 degrees. So here's 3 pi over 6. Well, that ain't it. Okay. What about the next one? How about 3 pi over 4? Well, 3 pi over 4. Okay, here's 1 pi over 4 is here, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. No, it looks like we're in the second quadrant. Okay, so we want 3 pi over 4. So we're going to be here somewhere. Okay, so this is 3 pi over 4. Okay, well, that's not it. Let's try the next one. That's 3 negative pi over 6. Okay, well, where's negative pi over 6? We have to go around the opposite way. So there's negative pi over 6. There's negative pi over 6. Okay, and we still want to go in the positive direction. We want to take positive steps in the direction of negative pi over 6. So we're going to be in quadrant 4. We're going to be down here somewhere. Okay, so this is 3 negative pi over 6. I haven't found it yet. Okay, and now it looks like, oh, we're 3 pi over 4. So here's pi over 4 here. Okay, so here's my pi over 4. Okay, we could draw a new one rather than have to deal with that. Okay, so here is pi over 4. Okay, and we want to go 3 steps in the opposite direction. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to walk backwards. And I'm going to be down here somewhere. Oh, look at that. It's in the 3rd quadrant. It's kind of close to where I think we're over here. So let's go ahead and match that one. Okay. And that's pretty much how you take a look at these and try to do them. Okay. So be really careful about how many times you're going around the circle. Just because it has pi's in it doesn't mean it's necessarily a polar coordinate. Okay. Double check to make sure it matches the point in polar coordinates. Make sure it says in polar coordinates. Okay. To a point XY or something like that. We have to do that. Okay. So I'll leave you with that, and we'll check back in the next video. Okay. Yeah, green flag. All right. I'll see you in the next one.